lot of different places you could take it after a 25-point win. What's your headline? What are your major takeaways from this one?
I thought the group that came in when they went on the 10-0 run to start the second quarter, that group was really incredible. They were the reason why we won the game. The 19-3 run. Jonas was great. The defense picked up with Peyton. Jamal got going. So it was just good to see a different combination of players that don't usually play well or play together, play very well together. So then after that, I thought we had control of the game throughout. And just a professional win overall. A lot of guys did small things on both ends. I thought Bruce is great defensively. Like I said, Peyton was. Tim's just the threat of him out there. Then the starters, obviously, they've been good every night. So, it was a ball movement win, 34 assists, only 9 turnovers. Just a professional win.
What made you want to try that lineup for that situation?
I didn't want it to go 20-0. We had to go a different way. Just for whatever reason, there was no synergy there to start that quarter. Mostly defensively, though. I thought we got some decent looks against the zone, but we didn't get back and load up and gave them easy baskets. They saw the ball go in. I just had to make a small change. Nikola played the whole 12 minutes, so he couldn't come back in. But the CB lineup with Peyton and Bruce, the defense picked up a little bit. I thought CB was really impactful during that time.
Coach, what is Jonas Valanciunas' scoring ability do for you guys off the bench? It seems like you've had a center that can just get the ball to and score like that, maybe besides Boogie in the last X amount of years.
Yeah, it's a great comparison. I think it just calms you down. Against the pressure, you get the ball up the floor, that there's an outlet down there. Tonight was our best game with him so far of playing off movement and then finding him punching in at the rim later in offense instead of trying to just throw it into him over and over and over. The better we get at that, the better off we're going to be, because then teams can't really load up, and help on his post ups. It's more of a catch and score situation. And then obviously when the guy knocks down a couple of threes, that's a bonus. So I've been saying to him, man, Jonas, 15 minutes, 40 seconds, 16 and 6. It's crazy efficiency. So our two centers tonight, 42 and 15 is pretty good. And then obviously Nikola's 9 assists. So a really good night from the center position.
Would you like more Jamal's shot making or Jamal's playmaking?
I like both, to be honest, because that's what the game is now with him. And the way people cover us and pick and rolls with the zero coverage sometimes, he's got to be aggressive to score. And I think it's harder than people realize that just hit the pocket every time. Teams are changing what they do throughout the game out of timeouts and all the pick and roll situations. He was dealing with getting blitzed with the second unit. But he was just really clean tonight. 23, 8, 4, 30 minutes. His efficiency from the floor, from three, from the free throw line all season long has been so impressive. So just win the game. Whatever they give you, take it.
At which point do you decide, okay, this is a win? And for example, in this case, Nikola didn't go back in the fourth quarter later, so he was 1 point short for rebound, 1 assist for another triple-double. Of course, that's not the main goal, but
yeah,
how does decision-making go in the final moments?
Well, like you said, it's not the main goal. So it's getting him healthy. It's a great night for us, and we can sit him. Going into a back-to-back tomorrow at 7 o'clock, which is a really interesting back-to-back to have with a team that's been off for 2 days. This was a good thing for us to sit the guys. I understand stats. I understand the cup. I understand point differential. I also understand 82 games and us being healthy and trying to put ourselves in the best situation possible to win tomorrow.
It feels kind of silly to ask. It's another game where Cam did a lot of good things. He's a plus 25, 4 assists, no turnovers. But at what point, do you see it as a concern to try and get him more looks when the offense is sort of clicking as well as it is with him sort of in the flow but not necessarily getting shots regardless? Or how do you sort of view it when, I guess, the production isn't necessarily matching everything else?
I view it as we're the Denver Nuggets and we have a top whatever offense, and he's a plus 25. He moved the ball well. His shot will fall. If you stop and you backpedal and worry about numbers of certain people, then you're not looking at the whole picture of who we are. And I know what you're saying. To get him going is one thing. For him just to play the right way is really all that matters. And he made some great passes tonight, cutting and moving. That unit was really good. And I don't know. I think I'd rather win games and do it efficiently and let people just work their way into what we do and not worry about just one person. Because Cam is part of our team. Our team's 6-2. Our team has statistically been okay. So we'll see how Cam does. I think he'll be fine. And I'm really proud of the whole group. I've told them that before the season. If you want to win big in this league, you have to be unselfish, and not every night's your night. Cam's going to have a night soon, and somebody else may not play a lot, and we'll talk about their production, but who really cares if we're winning?
From a process standpoint, how do you feel about where the defense is at this point in the season?
It's good. I thought tonight we had great activity. We have to do a better job finishing possessions. I thought as the game wore on, they got second chances over and over and over. They finished at 24 second chance points. And you want to reward yourself for playing hard. When you play hard and you do the right things. And I thought as the game went on, we got better and better, with the late switching and kind of making them play one-on-one late in the clock. And, statistically it says, I know it says our defense is great. I think it's a work in progress. And, tonight we didn't zone as much. We just manned most of the game. But if we stay consistent with the things we've talked about, and the fundamentals that we've worked on since early October, I think you'll see us get better and better and better as a team.
One more. I guess because we've never asked you about it. What do you think of the NBA Cup?
I think it's cool. I mean, it's a great idea. I do know it's one of those things where it's hard to look at it not as part of the 82, but you have to if you want to be into it and all those things. So. I would love to move on and get out of the, whatever it is, the group stage? Yeah, I love FIFA. No, I think it's cool if you get out of it. If you don't, it puts you kind of in a weird spot, because you don't really know where your schedule's going and all those kind of things. But they've had great success with it. And I'll admit, when I first heard about it, I didn't know what to think of it. But it's been really cool over the last couple of years, especially when it gets down to Vegas, the tournament style. And it gives people something to really play for early. So yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I look around sports in general and what baseball's done to make themselves better. I think the Cup is just another way for us to make ourselves better. You can't just stick in the mud and say, oh, traditionally we never have done this. You got to try things. And so far, I think the guys are really into it. And obviously the TV ratings and the courts and all this stuff has been really cool for the fans.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Jamal and Jonas tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.